Hey, this is Scott Wernhardt, running for 514 president. I wanted to put another video out because I've been getting a lot of questions lately on why I don't have a slate out. Me personally, I think it's disrespectful to put a slate out. You, the membership, are the authority. You, the membership, decide who you want to put in office. Not me, not any other current board member. So the reason why I didn't put a slate out is I don't want to disrespect you, nor am I going to ask you who you're voting for. I know there's board members out there calling people, texting people, showing up at your work areas, asking you who you're voting for. Are you voting for Dale? You're supporting Dale? Why aren't you? You couldn't be more disrespectful. I would never ask you that. I don't want to tell you who to vote for. I want you to make that decision for yourself, and you don't need to disclose that to anybody, including me. But if you want to know who I'm supporting and who I'd like to see in there, I would love to see Dave Stewart as e-board. I'd love to see Lonnie Thomas as recording secretary. I will leave it up to you to fill the rest of the slate out. I would like to see an MLS guy on the board. Sean Black is a great individual to put on there. I would like to see an unlicensed machinist, Paul Nedlos. I think he would make a great e-board member. I would love nothing more than a diverse board. I want you, the membership, to give me a diverse board. We will work together in your best interest. I've also been asked about Mark Lober. I was a fan of Mark Lober. I'm asked, if you're president, will you bring Mark Lober back? I don't understand what really happened with Mark Lober. The only thing I was told, and I don't know if there's truth to this, was that his contract is renewed every year in December, that our current board just decided not to renew it. Again, the membership is the supreme authority. The membership should have been the one deciding if they want to keep Mark Lober, not our e-board. I want to bring up the question of negotiations. Dale had no experience when he started 12 years ago as the president with negotiations. I will be on a team in negotiations with the IM and TW. It will not be me sitting across the table representing just 514 talking to the company what 514 wants. It's not how that works. So it's what your wants and desires are is what I'd be fighting for. The biggest thing in negotiations is knowing our contract, knowing the other carriers' contracts, and what language we want to put in there to make our contract stronger for the membership. I've got all the confidence in the world in my ability because I know the contract. One of the biggest complaints while out campaigning that I've talked to people about is they say Dale is never out here. And I agree. We don't see Dale enough. I'm committed. If I'm the president, I will put out weekly updates, kind of like how 591 does it, and tell you weekly where I'm going to be. If I'm out of town, I'll tell you I'm in Boston for the week. If I'm in Tulsa, I will tell you I'm in Tulsa, and I will be at the hall, and I will be at the base, and I'll be walking around. Feel free to contact me, reach out to me. But you're going to know where your president is. If I happen to talk to a board member and ask them, hey, is Dale around? The usually answer is we don't know where Dale is. Dale works from home, just like he's doing right now. He's texting people constantly, asking them for their vote. I'm not going to text you and ask you for your vote. I've been out shaking hands, talking to people personally, one-on-one. I don't walk around with a team. I walk around by myself. Now, have I caught every single person? No, I can't. But I've been out there all 3 shifts, been through AO, all the hangars, turbine building, cam building, CRC 2 shifts, wheel and brake 2 shifts. So if I've missed you, I apologize, but trust me, it wasn't due to lack of effort. I've been out there on the weekends, before my shift, after my shift, campaigning. I'm not calling you and texting you, asking you for your vote. I want to bring up the topic of Dale talking about him not being in negotiations, and he kind of led to the point that he blames on COVID. COVID happened in 2020. That's when we ratified our contract, March 26th of 2020. Dale took himself out in 2017. Never even heard of COVID prior to that. Dale didn't achieve any great plus for us in this extension. The company offered it to us. American Airlines had a hard time retaining mechanics. Mechanics were being hired by American. They were finishing their probation. They were still leaving to go to Southwest because of the money they were making. That's why the extension happened. American Airlines had to do something to be able to attain or to attract and retain qualified A&P mechanics. The reason why Dale is lying about the blue cards and lying about him taking himself out of negotiations is because he's desperate. He's got no other alternative but to lie to us. I promise you, I will not lie to you. I will tell you exactly what's going on. My presidency will be 100% transparent. Like I said, you're going to know where I'm at, you're going to know what's going on. To close up this video, I want to reiterate, I'm the guy that's asking for a diverse board. If you look at the slate that they put together, they're saying these are your best options. Every one of them is an A&P mechanic, except for your chairman, stores, and facilities. Everybody else has an A&P. If I'm so pro A&P mechanic and that's all I care about is the A&P mechanic, then why am I the one asking for a diverse board? I think we're more powerful with a diverse board. I don't need a whole board full of A&P mechanics. My whole goal is to empower you guys, because you guys are the supreme authority. It is not our board. I've worked for 4 different TW locals, starting at 500, 570, 561, and 514. This is really the only local that I've ever worked at that I really don't feel the membership feels empowered. So I want to give that to you, have you guys make the decisions, but the only way you can really make an informed decisions is if you're educated. A lot of you young guys have told me, if I'm the president, you will start going to the meetings. Whether I'm the president or not, you should be going to the meetings. And I want to close this by saying thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time to vote, whether you vote for me or somebody else. I just appreciate that you're going to be proactive in electing the leadership for 514. Thank you.